We didn't need that.
So, Sopher. Unlike Bruno, we are going to talk about Sopher. This year, 2025, the Southern Ohio Forest Rally was held from June 12th through 14th, and if you know the days of the event, you'll realize very quickly that Friday the 13th was included in that date range. And if you look down at the description on the video, this is the 13th episode of the year. And while I am not ordinarily superstitious, I am going to point out that, boy, was this an appropriate day, so buckle up, Buttercup, we've got a hell of a ride. So, this was a seesaw, whipsaw, roller coaster, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, of emotions. This is the second time Phil and I have been down there, and after last year's disappointing performance, which ended prematurely with that broken axle, we were determined to go back and do a much better run at it. At least do more racing, if not complete it. I had not tapped the racing budget, and I've kind of alluded to this in other videos, but I had not yet tapped the racing budget, and my tax return came in, so between all of the money that I did not spend racing in 100 Acre Wood or at Snowdrift, I decided to rent a car because I was just desperate for some kind of racing, and Sopher seemed like a good place to do that. We rented through Argonaut Motor Club, and I'm really considering back and going and working more shifts because I have to admit that it was really, really good experience. Really nice to show up, you know, like, hey, show up at such and such place and such a time. And we showed up there and everything was taken care of. The car was ready. I didn't have to spend till 1 a.m. replacing the water pump. Didn't even have to take time out of my day to go drive the car over to tech to get everything inspected. They literally handled everything. We ended up doing a lot of thumb twiddling, which is not normal for us, nothing we're used to. I also discovered in between booking the rental and showing up that I was going to be teammates with World Hall of Fame skateboarder Bucky Lasek, which was, if nothing else, a really cool part of the story. So that was a good experience. We actually started Wednesday morning with testing. Normally we don't do a shakedown. I don't pay money for a shakedown stage, but since I was getting into a car that was potentially faster than the Focus, definitely more agile than the Focus, and the last time I drove a Fiesta ST was day 4 and 5 of the Team O'Neill school. So a couple years it's been. Decided I should probably play a little bit with that. We didn't end up getting any video of that, but I did kind of get a little bit used to the car. It definitely rotates a lot quicker than the Focus, so I had to kind of get used to that. Had to save the car a couple of times. I didn't go off at Shakedown though, so somebody else did, and I won't make fun of them, but that was my goal for the day, was to not go off during Shakedown, and success. However, towards the end of Shakedown was halfway to Portsmouth, so we kind of planned on doing Wednesday recce down in the Portsmouth stages. And it turns out that we couldn't do recce in the Zaleski stages because they closed the entire state forest because the explosives plant next door had something like a 10,000 gallon release of anhydrous nitric acid, which is a vicious chemical. Absolutely dangerous. We worked with like this much of it in chemistry once, and they impressed upon us like, don't touch it, don't inhale it, don't look at it funny. So that was exciting. Thursday, nothing special. We did recce in Zaleski as planned. We actually wrote a couple of our notes. We had taken the Oz Rally class, so we wrote a couple of our own stage notes just to kind of dip our toes into it without writing every single stage, because that is quite a bit more work, but we wanted to try some of it without saddling ourselves with the everything, since we'd done Jumba before. following tradition, Thursday night is Park Expose at Chillicothe at the high school. Not following tradition, the car showed up without me. They just drove it there for me, and I just showed up, and the car kind of happened to hit there at the same time. It was an extremely surreal and weird experience after having to do so much kind of on our own over the course of previous events, so it was definitely a little surreal. There was the usual park expose. I made it a point to head down to the White Focus SVT, run by the Gibsons, because I always like to commiserate over the challenges we've had with all of the building and everything. This is their first event, so that's fun. Which I'll skip ahead and say they did manage to finish. Anyway, everybody lined up and we left and headed around, started lining up at the stage, and we immediately got into line and discovered a stage hold. Didn't take any video, but I have a nice still of that. And we're like, really? We're having a hold already? Apparently, Friday the 13th started early, and I think everybody knows by now that the very first car off the ramp, just number one car, goes down, comes over the jump, and lands so hard that it broke two vertebrae in Alex Gelsomino's back. Yeah, great way to start a rally, right? They cleared up the accident, and then we ran our first stage. No problems there.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Left 5 minus, 50, right 5, 180, turn right 2, into left 3 long. The stop sign will be your right 2. Into left 3 long, 50, left 3, 100, turn right 3 plus over crest. You'll be right there. Right here. So you're all right. Left 5 into right 3 plus. Sorry, I got behind. 70, left 5 into right 6. 50, left 6, tightens 5. 30, double caution, big jump.
Stay right.
Stay right.
Of course, the stage wasn't without other difficulties. In addition to Connor and Alex's crash, two cars ahead of us went off and managed to hit a tree, although they managed to rejoin later. Our first effort was quicker than our second, because about halfway through the second, I had some unexpected problems shifting.
Did that just pop out of gear?
Don't know what happened there, and I think it was just user error, no big deal, but managed to pull it off and finished a second time without any problems.
Into stop.
All right.
That felt good.
We have officially done twice as many stage miles as we did last year.
Yes.
We've doubled our success.
Back in, buddy.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're all right.
So that brings us to the start of Friday the 13th. We line up for stage 3, which is our first gravel stage. We have a car that's running, the wheels are turning appropriately, no rubbing this time. And if we even cross the start line, we're going to have raced more gravel miles than we did last year.
Okay. And we are live, coming to you live from the... Well, I guess by the time we get recorded, it won't be live anymore.
Turn signal.
Still? Man, that might fucking bang. That's going to be the joke for the week, is that damn turn signal not turning off.
And I'm the old guy in the car, not you.
And we're a few cars back from the start line when they call a hold.
How can your ideal start be before your arrival time?
They're sending a car with its hazards on down the stage that isn't a rally car.
Okay.
I don't know if it was the medical or not.
Well, there's a squad sitting up here, but they're not rolling or scrambling around yet.
Well, yeah, but most of the time they
So,
Send the medical volunteer down. Alright, I'm gonna stop.
Red, there we go. They're moving.
Oh,
Squad's rolling out.
So we pull off to the side as directed. Get out, take off our gear, kind of cool down a little bit. And we're just standing there waiting for whatever's going to happen. We don't know if the ambulance was rolled as a precaution or if there's a legitimate problem. If you get a ham license, you will learn that the words brake, brake, brake are the code for I have emergency traffic. And I was standing close enough to the radio at start that I heard the words brake, brake, brake come across net. And my blood ran cold because I knew that they were either calling for a coroner or a helicopter, and in either case, this was not good. They get on. Whoever was on the other end of the radio, once they got permission from net control, they said that the ambulance did not have cell service, and could net control please call a helicopter for them. I turned across the car to where Phil was standing. We locked eyes for a fraction of a second, and no words needed to be said. Turned right back around to the radio and volunteered our services, and seconds later we're zooming down at slightly faster than transit speeds, but definitely not full race speeds because making it there was more important, which is how I came to be spending my off day in the back of an ambulance with the crew on the way to a helicopter landing zone. Yeah. So big shout out to the ambulance crew for their help, or I guess they were helping me. I don't know. Was I helping them? Whichever. I should have written it down. I think it was Stacy and it was another S. I'll come up with it eventually, maybe. Or maybe not. I had it last night. But in either case, we got there and got the patient tucked away into the helicopter, and I returned to the service, where the Argonaut crew was completely surprised to discover that Phil had driven the car back. They're like, oh, the car made it back. Good. Wait, why is Phil driving? Yeah. I got later updates and was pleased to learn that Ben was doing much better. He had a concussion, but no brain bleed and no serious internal injuries, so we're expecting to make him a full recovery. We returned to racing for the afternoon. Can't say we posted any record times, but we at least were posting times, and instead of returning as a non-competitive entry, the powers that be kind of flexed a rule a little bit to not penalize us for doing the right thing, and gave us the slowest time in class for each of the stages that we missed, rather than giving us a bogey time and calling us a non-competitive entry. So that was all the recognition I needed, and actually more than I expected. Like, this is what we do for a living. Like, I couldn't not go. In either case, racing for the afternoon was uneventful. At one point, we even managed to pass a car that wasn't having mechanical issues.
Okay, buddy.
which stage is this?
7. Pound the alarm.
Didn't we just do pound the alarm?
Pink Pony Club.
Okay, you're on the last page of it, I guess?
I missed a page. Yeah. The Pink Pony Club. Oh, fuck, it's a 10-miler.
Oh, Mama, I'm just having fun. I've an ARA license and I race in the woods.
I had written out much better lyrics for Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and then when it's my time to shine, totally flub them. Yeah, this is why I don't do show business. For what it's worth, the lyrics that I'd written down were more like, oh god, this can't be good. You've an ARA license and you race in the woods. Oh mama, I'm just having fun on a stage in my Nomex. It's where I belong.
3+, keep in. .30, right 5 minus short. 50, turn left 3 minus onto tarmac. 100. Left 3 plus, don't. Into right 2 minus, down. 30, small crest into left 4 plus, don't, long.
I cannot claim that the day was entirely without drama. I did come close to going off a couple times, had to save the car, and we did stall it on a 2, oddly enough, after fishtailing a little bit. But we managed to finish the day, and it felt good.
30, left 3 plus, long. Here's your left 3. 30, right 4 over small crest, tightens 3. Opens long, tightens 5 plus, over small crest, long. 70. Left 6 over crest. 30. Stay left over small jump. 70. Crest into right 5 plus. Into left 4, very long, over small crest, opens into right 6 plus. 50, finish into left 6 plus over crest. Right 6 plus long. And we are slowing down.
Finish the day.
We'll take it.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
We finished 1 day of Surfer. I am calling it a win already.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Just getting onto gravel was a fucking win.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Saturday morning, as usual, brought us back to MacArthur for the park expose. I had kind of noticed that the Gibson's Focus had not finished all the stages on Friday, so when they showed back up at park, I went looking for them and discovered that the reason they didn't finish is that their transmission cable popped off the back of their transmission and they became unable to shift. Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Shit.
I howled with laughter and then had to apologize. I didn't really mean to laugh at their plight. I was laughing at the symmetry of it. The only advantage I had is that because I had relocated my battery and they had not, I was able to kind of reach under there and pop it back on and finish the stage. So they were stuck because they didn't have the right tool to pull their airbox out of the way. So, however, they were able to restart on day 2, so there's that. We started the day at stage 11, and mechanical issues continued to crop up around us, although none of them were ours. The car in front of us discovered that they had a locked-up parking brake with seconds to start, and they tried to see if they could get it to loosen up, to no avail.
God, imagine how much it would suck to pull up to Courtney's Web, first stage of the day, and not get to run it because you had a mechanical.
At the start line.
Right?
Somebody else had a mechanical literally yards after the start.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, well,
Holy shit. Man, this Surfer has been rough.
this event usually, especially in the past 2-3 years, really has a pretty significant attrition rate.
That sucks. I mean, at least they started. That's...
Yeah, farther than we did last year. So.
Yeah.
But we made it onto stage and at least got out of view before I slightly overcooked a corner and started fishtailing, was unable to recover, and went off the road.
30, 5 plus right over crest. 30, 5 left. 50, 5 minus right. 30, 5 left over crest.
Fuck. Fuckity.
We're done. We ain't coming out of this.
Nope, not without a tow strap. Buckety.
Alright.
I thought I was braking harder than it was, I guess.
Fortunately, the ground was soft enough that instead of slamming into trees, we managed to simply create a rut and slide a little bit sideways, and picked up a bunch of shit into in between the rim and tire.
I don't know, somehow I just don't think that's gonna hold much pressure.
It turns out I was wrong, and we checked the pressure before leaving because we figured we could go on a flat tire to at least a safe place to change the tire into the spare, and that thing had 30 psi. Rally tires are not built like normal tires. So we rolled into service under our own power once we'd been pulled out. Absolutely zero damage, just swapped out the tires, didn't even bend a tie rod. The funny thing about the spot we were in was that it looked terrible, like we were really far off from one angle, and then from the reverse angle it almost looked like if we had a little more traction we could have driven out. And we got back on the road for the afternoon. Managed to do the next 2 stages, the second of which was a repeat of Courtney's Web, and managed to do that without crashing. Now, I'd been somewhat chastened by our off. I'd gotten away with it, and I decided that I'd back off a little bit more. And actually, our afternoon stages were much smoother. The car felt good. We were doing a lot less sliding, and I was having to recover the car a lot less. So it was a complete surprise to me when I lost it again.
5 minus left, over crest, opens, tightens, opens, car, double caution, 30. Oh,
You okay?
yes.
Okay. Fuck. Fuckity, 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 fuck. Fuck.
I'm stoned, but I'm okay.
This video is probably long enough already, so I'm going to turn analysis of the crash into its own separate video, which I will link in the description when I have it done, called Anatomy of the Crash or something. But suffice it to say, I simply just went a little bit light over that crest. It was a little bit more crusty than I thought, I guess. Over-rotated, had to correct. Actually had it pointed straight again, but by that point, the left tires had gone off the side of the road, and there was quite a bit of slope at the side of the road, so the road looked something like this, and the side of the road looked something like that, so backwards, as you would be looking at it. So that simply pulled the car down the side of the hill. When things started leveling out, I thought maybe I had it again, and to be perfectly honest, if that stump hadn't been there, this would have been the most crazy, insane Colin McRae cut ever, and it would have been the second best video of Sofra, right behind Hooper's reverse finish across stage 1. But unfortunately, there was a stump there. Doesn't look like much. If it had been taller, it probably would have engaged the crash structure appropriately, and the car would have taken it better. Hit the crash bar and bend that in half and soak some of that up, crack the bumper, crack the grille. As it was, it hit below the crash structure, ripped the bottom basically out from under the car, grabbed the front lip of the skid plate and pulled. This ended up totaling the car. The rental works under the You Break It, You Buy It policy, and I am now the proud owner of a completely non-drivable 2015 Ford Fiesta ST. Yay. Now I have 2 rally cars, one of them works. Anyway, before we left, Chris, the guy who kind of runs the rentals, said, hey, we've got some options. And I'm like, oh, what, like lump sum or payment plan? And he's like, well, no. He's like, well, I can either, you own the car and all the parts. He's like, there's a set of Rigers on there and, all the other rally stuff. He's like, we can get this to you on a flatbed and you can strip everything and kind of sell it to recoup some of your costs. He's like, or I have a Fiesta shell sitting in the garage right now in case this very thing happened, and you could pay us to transfer all those parts into the new shell and throw a cage in it. So it looks like I've got some thinking to do. But in either case, we had made it back to service, I was trying to pull the car out of that slope so hard that I apparently was on the throttle all the way up till the moment of crash. The guys found the broken off gas pedal and presented it to me as a trophy. So it's now sitting in my living room in a shadow box. So obviously SOFR did not go nearly as well as we'd hoped. Obviously it was something of a victory because we did get to drive more stage miles than we had driven previously, so there is that. We keep getting better at this, but not good enough apparently, so we'll be back at it next year, and hopefully the third time's a charm. In the meantime, we'll keep plugging away, and I just picked up the engine for the Focus, so I need to have that in by the end of the week to have it ready for STPR, which we have proven that we can complete. So we're going to take another crack at that and see if we can not blow out the electric on Wednesday, on the first day. See you in a bit.
This is 8.3 miler, so.
Okay, nice long one.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Which is, I believe, what she said. Alright, belt's tight. Definitely like it tight. Oh, that might have been too tight. Now I'm uncomfortable.